The clothing I have in storage is probably from the late 70s onwards. So you've got some great designers who don't even exist today, but in those days they were the best designers in Europe.
How are you?
I'm all right. You okay?
It's not Ben.
My first hoarding bachelor in need is fashionista Alan. Alan has spent nearly £2,000 storing things he hasn't seen for over 2 years, and his daughter Cheney wants him to get help. But why did storage become such a necessity for Alan?
I've always been a bit of a hoarder, especially where fashion is concerned.
Style guru and all-round man-about-town Alan lives in fashionable North London, a mere swagger from the heart of the capital. Over the past 30 years, Alan has built up a successful rag trade on Savile Row, working with couture designers and enjoying a colourful reputation as a trendsetter. Mixing with top designers, Alan developed a taste for expensive clobber of the couture variety.
That's what I'm well known for, actually, as being a well-dressed man about town. I've always felt myself as a bit of a fashion leader.
But sadly for Alan, as the recession hit, his business took a nosedive.
I closed my business down in Savile Row because of the rents, the rates. I was just losing money, not making money.
2 years ago, Alan had no choice but to put his stuff into storage, an added expense he couldn't afford, and his daughter wants him to stop.
I think the clothes they're a bit dated. He should have got rid of the things a long time ago. Keeping things in the storage was a bit of a waste of money.
Family and friends said, just get rid of it. But then, of course, they're not me. It's very difficult to get rid of things which you're attached to.
Alan's rented home may look pristine, but that's because he's packed the acres of old clothes he had in his unit. For Alan, the boxed-up clothes are a living reminder of his past jet-setting lifestyle.
Are you sure you're going to be able to get rid of everything?
Yeah, hopefully. If I can get rid of 80%, I'll be very happy.
The hardest decision for him will be giving away all the clothes, because I know he'll like to keep some things.
Today, Alan wants to take the lead from a style icon and refresh his look and his life.
If you look at Elton John, and every now and again he gets rid of all his clothes, it's a bit like that for me. Getting rid of a lot of the things I've got in storage would lift a cloud away.
Can I help Alan to let go of his trend-setting ways and spend the money on a less flamboyant lifestyle? So, Alan, I'm right in thinking you're the hoarder here.
Oh, I'm more than a hoarder, yes.
So, what are you hoarding here?
Everything that appertains to a fashion business, right through to antiques, many different things I've got.
So, tell me why you've got all this stuff in storage?
Well, when you're quite well known, I suppose, over the years, and people give you gifts and you accumulate clothing and you accumulate things in business, you don't always want to get rid of it.
And you think now it's time to move on with your life?
Yeah, I mean, a couple of years ago, maybe I would have had a different attitude, but now my attitude's changed completely, and I need to move on.
Yeah.
And get rid of everything that's in storage and have a clean slate.
Good. Do you know whether the stuff inside them is worth anything?
Oh, yes. The antiques and the china, right through to very old mirrors and original prints. They're worth quite a bit of money, and I know that.
What do you say about this, Shani?
Well, I don't mind him giving this stuff away, but I would like
He's not going to give it away, he's selling it.
But I would like to keep some stuff.
OK, what sort of things would you like him to keep?
Like my grandma's stuff.
You're going to let her have her granny's stuff, though, surely?
I'm not sure about that.
Well, it's great that you're so on for this, so this is going to be an easy day, isn't it? Let's get going. It's now Alan's turn to unlock the doors of his £2,000 storage habit and reveal to his daughter and me what he's been hiding away for 2 years.
Oh, look at this. One of my favourite coats. It brings back a lot of memories.
Packed away in these units is a lifetime of designer garments and collectibles that trendsetter Alan had to store away after his Savile Road couture business went bust.
Look at this. There's a lot of nice design, beautiful shirts. Look.
They all have weird patterns on them.
I can't wait to help Alan recoup some of his lost money. What have we got here? Is this your market stall? Have a look.
Well, not quite a market stall, but...
some nice bits here.
No, there's some nice pieces.
Alan's had a love of clothes since his disco days of the 70s. in terms of your own clothing that you've worn, are you happy to sell that if there's any worth there?
Well, there might be a few pieces I'll keep, but 90% I'm going to sell.
I can't wait to see what's in these boxes, but I'm going to leave you to empty them if that's all right. Shani, can you help your dad?
Yeah.
Great, thank you. See you later.
See you later.
To help our hoarders downsize their units, I've given them 3 hours to get decisive with their stuff. That means sorting their belongings into 3 categories. Keep it for anything they love, skip it for those over-the-hill items, and sell it for anything they think will bring in cash. I've also included a charity bin.
This you think is going to be the biggest area then, do you?
I think it is.
Well,
do you think there's anything we should keep, or I'll sell it all?
I think you just should sell all of these, the dated clothes.
John and Neil's hoard looks quite respectable and shouldn't be too much of a headache to sort through. But Alan and Cheney's pile looks a bit like the first day of the January sales.
One of my favourite occupations, watching other people work.
It's now time to get focused.
I always put hangers the same way.
Alan is on a mission to empty his storage unit and sell as much as he can, and he hopes there's big bucks in his garments.
This is a frock suit, what they call a long jacket. It's like a small coat, but they used to call them frock jackets. I used to wear these all the time.
Alan, how are you doing?
Fine.
You're
Look at
making
this.
good progress, aren't you?
That's a £1,500 jacket.
No.
Christian Lacroix,
Oh, my goodness
with his
me.
silver seal.
I love the lining.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
That's his couture collection.
Yes. Alan's sell pile is racking up nicely, but there are a few memorable jackets from his past that he just can't let go of. Actually,
That's
hold
it.
on, Alan.
Yeah.
You've added to that in the last few minutes.
No, I haven't.
You have. That wasn't here before. I'm sure
No.
it wasn't. Listen, I want you to try this on for me, please.
My
me
hands
how-
are filthy.
Show me how dashing you look in it. Give us a twirl.
I hope I don't look like a flasher.
Actually, it still looks very good on you. All right, you can keep that.
There we are. It
Yeah.
still looks very nice.
No, so, Shani, what do you think of all the stuff your dad's keeping?
I think he's kept the best things.
Good. And in terms of the stuff, the clothes that he's selling, do you think people are going to buy these things?
Lots of the clothes are really dated, but they might do.
I think maybe your dad might want to hear the word vintage instead of dated.
Oh, yeah.
Whether Alan sells or keeps his suits, at least he's determined not to spend more money on storing them.
See, it looks good with white jeans.
I want Alan to find out more about how much these clothes could fetch, so I've arranged for our antiques expert, Tom Kane, to step in.
Look at that, fits like a glove. Just like a straight jacket. That's that, all right? But there's a market for vintage clothing. My only concern, what I'm looking at so far, I haven't looked at it all properly, is this in the middle of being vintage and not yet? You know, I mean, something just out of fashion. That's all a bit in the middle where it just goes out of fashion.
Tom knows exactly where to go for some fashion advice and is taking Alan to meet vintage menswear specialist David Saxby.
Hello, David. How are you?
Alan.
How are you?
Nice to meet
okay?
you.
Although not as popular as women's vintage, men's vintage is still desirable and sought after. According to the aficionados, vintage tailoring came to an end in 1975 when it was destroyed by mass production. But what will David make of Alan's suits?
Alan, show him what you've got.
Yep. It's more sort of high fashion and more clubby than what you do, but you've got very nice quality linens. I mean, obviously, something like this would sell for £500.
Really? What do you think, David, so far?
I'm reserving judgment until I've seen all of it for a second.
Yeah, good enough, I don't mind.
This is a Christian Lacroix. This would sell for sort of between £1,600 and £1,800, the jacket. But you can see it's quite, you know, quite flashy.
It's an acquired taste, then.
Yes.
I'm actually quite interested. I don't want to be dismissive. It's not my market, and it's not the English vintage market. But I remember when people were coming in, when I first opened a vintage shop, people were coming in to go to bad taste parties. When somebody thinks something's really bad taste, very soon after it becomes cool again.
We could invent a new word here and now and start using it.
I'd call it New Age.
New age, would you?
Yeah, I've got it.
Yeah,
I've
go
got
on,
it.
go on.
Ream punk.
Ream
Ream
punk.
punk.
Ream punk.
Ream
You
punk.
heard it here first.
Right, ream punk. That's what I'm
Ream
calling it, ream
punk.
punk from now on.
Today, 80s garments are not very valuable. Even Armani can be found very cheaply. But suits from the 60s and 70s are very saleable due to the classic tailoring. For example, an 80s Armani suit might sell for £50, but get a Montague Burton and you're looking at closer to £150.
With vintage, of course, it's got to fit and look cute. It's not just being good quality if it's the wrong size, yeah, if you've got an auction room and some decent tailored kit, there'll be a lot of buyers for it, because people are seeking it out, but it's getting harder and harder to find.
Alan's garments are too 80s for David's vintage shop. Tom thinks he might have more luck with a market stall.
Well, yeah, I think I will take Tom's advice. I can't say £1 a garment, but I could probably get rid of it for £5 a garment. But, you know, that sort of thing I would do.
Alan's sell pile is sorted, but daughter Cheney isn't sure about parting with some of the family heirlooms. Oh, goodness me.
Yeah.
Alan, did you buy these plates, or were you given them or inherited them?
I've inherited them.
Yeah.
But I know what they're worth.
Yeah.
That's worth £900, I know that.
Alan's happy to see them go, but I've got an idea for Cheney.
I would say, if I were you, find one piece that you really like that's a favourite and see if your dad will let you keep it. And, you know, that's the way around it, isn't it?
They're probably worth 100, 250 quid to a collector. They're probably worth 50 quid each.
It looks like Alan has some interesting family pieces, but he also has some interesting values for them too.
These are worth about £700 each.
Really?
I'll probably look for about 1,500 for the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time to see what expert Tom Kane has to say about Alan's estimates, starting with the china.
OK, what adds the value of these is if they're transfer printed or hand-painted.
And how can you tell if they're hand-painted?
Well, by looking very close under a magnifying glass and see the brush marks, basically. That's hand-painted. These are hand-painted scenes. That set has got a few pieces missing from it. So it's a part set, and I'd estimate that at auction £200 to £300.
I was looking for around £800–900 for this, to be honest with you, you know.
If you can get £800 for that lot, come and see me. We'll make a business together. We'll make a fortune, because that is £200 or £300 quid a lot as it is.
Next up, the console table and the mirror I saw earlier.
This was a gift to me when I went abroad, actually.
It's a gift from a Frenchman for a console table in the Italian style, made in China. There's no antique value. It's less than 20 years old, this, and it's worth £300 to £500.
It might not be the antique that Alan thought, but it's still worth a good amount. A model boat has also caught Tom's eye.
I think you've got £200 or £300 that you'd be doing fantastically well.
I thought it was 500–600, but you know, maybe I'm well out.
You don't like it? No.
I bet you, if your dad had a boat like that, you'd like it.
Alan's storage stash may not be as valuable as he first thought, but Tom has picked out the best unwanted items that could help recoup some of Alan's storage bills. Among them, the collection of china, a console table and mirror, 2 19th century candlesticks, an Indian tray top table set, some Elvis stamps, 2 English comports, and lastly, the model boat. It looks like we could recover some of the money Alan has spent on storage. Let's hope they make a good price at auction.
At 250.
We're at John Nicholson's Auctioneers in Surrey to say goodbye to the last of our Hoarders stash. So, Alan, it's auction day today, and I know I'm slightly worried because you have put quite high reserves on some of the items, which are way higher than Tom's estimates. The table, I think Tom estimated about £40 or £50.
Well, I want 250 for it.
250?
Yeah, I've had it in the family a long time.
You're saying you want to hang on to it, aren't you, really?
Well, the thing is, if I went to an antique dealer, he'd give me a couple of £100 for it. I know that.
Why don't you take it to an antique dealer?
Well, I will probably. I probably will take it to an antique dealer, but we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens, exactly.
We certainly will, and the moment is nearly upon us. We just have time to see what today's auctioneer makes of Alan's lots.
The collection itself is fine. The problem we have as auctioneers, and your valuer has had with this client, is that It's been valued by you, it's been valued by us, but the client's not listening. But, you know, who knows? You know, it's an auction.
Do you have an amount of money that you want to walk away with today?
You're talking about a couple of £1,000 if everything sells, but I can't see that happening. I can't see. I'll be happy to probably come away with £1,000 out of £2,000.
Well, we should just have to wait and see, won't we?
Yep, please God.
First up are the Elvis stamps, which Tom estimated at £40 to £50.
10 bid, 12, 15, 18, 20. Hope they'd make a bit more. There's the bid at £20.
£20, that's a real shame, but it's a start. Next up is the Indian tray top table that Tom estimated at £40 to £50, but which Alan put a massive £250 reserve on.
Start me £30. Anybody £30? Anybody bid me £30? Ladies and gentlemen, that's withdrawn. The owner has slightly inflated idea as to what it's worth. The reserve is a lot more than that. It is withdrawn, no bid, £30.
The console table and mirror also fails to reach Alan's inflated reserve price of £500.
Fair warning. Withdrawn.
Taking it home with you.
I will, of course I'll take it home. It looks fabulous, even if I open a shop.
However, the tide does turn when Alan's candlesticks go for £25 and the English comports make another £25. Both lots of china reach Tom's low reserve of £100 each. Let's hope Alan's luck is in, as his final lot going under the hammer is the model boat. Tom estimated this at £100 to £150.
At £100, 10, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, 200, 220, 240, 260, 280.
Oh my goodness.
300 bid.
This is interesting.
At £300.
300.
320. And selling at £340.
Yes.
Alan. 7.
Alan, that is good.
£340. That's a brilliant end to proceedings, with Alan's boat making a massive £190 more than Tom's top estimate.
So, Alan, you've raked in £590 at the auction. It's not quite the £1,000 you were looking for, but it will help to settle one or two bills, won't it?
It'll help to pay a couple of utility bills this week.
Despite missing out on some sales, Alan has still managed to pile in the pounds. After commission, he's made £522.15 from his auction. He also took Tom's advice and sold his clothes separately. So far, he's made £50. By downsizing his storage unit, he's also made a yearly saving of £728. So his grand total is £1,300.15. He has kept a unit on for some remaining clothes.
So, in terms of your storage units, what's happened to all the suits and things?
I've got one storage unit.
Okay.
And I've got my rails and my clothing in that particular storage unit.
And hoping to get to zero quite soon. So I'm going to keep tabs on you, Alan, and I want to see you down to 0 units, OK? Is that a deal?
That's a deal.
That's a definite improvement for Alan, so let's hope he sticks to our deal.